Hey guys, welcome back to A Page in the Chapter, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Paige and today we are doing something that I have never done before. So in all of the time that I've been doing TBRs for each month, they started in about July of last year. I did the first year or so on BookTube without ever once filming a TBR or like setting a monthly TBR. I would do it for readathons and that was about it because I didn't think that structuring my reading would be helpful. And then I tried it and I had a lot of success and I loved it and decided to just keep doing it. But recently my TBRs just have not been working for me. I feel like I can't get the vibe right. Even when I set a TBR, I don't feel like I'm actually reading anything that's on them. Like I'm filling in my reading journal, I've got my TBR there and I'm literally just not reading really anything on my TBR. I don't quite know what is going on with my reading at the moment. I have no motivation. I am struggling. I don't want to read. When I do read, I'm just not getting into any of the books. There's been periods of time where I have 3 books on the go at once because I just can't stick with anything. But I think I found a solution. Okay, the angle may have changed slightly. I needed to readjust the setup. So today I will be filming a little bit of a TBR update and the way that I'm going to save my reading because A, I want to keep you informed on what my TBRs actually are, and B, maybe this will be helpful if you are also feeling a little bit slumpy. You want to save yourself. So if you like the sound of this video and you want to stick around to see what this video entails, how I do at the end of the month, what's helpful, then do please feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below and stay tuned for future content. I upload twice a week on a Wednesday and a Friday, so there is no shortage of bookish content here for you to enjoy. You can also check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Page in Chapter for more frequent updates and behind the scenes of what I'm reading and how I'm reviewing it. So yeah, let's just get on into my TBR update and what the problem actually is. So if you saw my original TBR, then you will know that the focus for this month was House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J Maas. I'm 533 pages into this book, which is part 3, The Pit. It is about there in the book, so just over, you know, over halfway. But I am really not enjoying this book. I feel like this book is the sole reason that I'm going into a slump. I just don't want to pick it up. I feel like when I do pick it up, it's not that bad. But every time I put it down, there's not enough to really draw me back in. There's nothing really good or interesting about this book. The first book, House of Earth and Blood, was just as long. It was also a big beefy boy, but there was something to it, you know. You had this search for the monster that killed Danica, the getting to the bottom of this murder mystery, the tension between Hunt and Bryce. You had like all of that to kind of keep you going. I didn't ever really feel like the first book was too long. You know, some people did, but I just did not get bored in the first book. But this doesn't really have any of that. The whole thing with Danica has been somewhat solved. You know, there is more of a mystery that is what they're investigating in this book, but I don't really care enough about the person that they're searching for and the mystery that's going on to be interested in how it wraps up. I also feel like I know that it's not really going to be wrapped up in this book because there's another one. The fact that I'm 500 pages in and I know that I've still got another like 200 to 300 pages to go, that's like a whole fantasy book in and of itself, just what I have left. And I know that everyone talks about the ending of this book and the ending is supposed to be fantastic, but I don't know if I can reach it. Like, this is just making me so slumpy. So I don't really know what to do. I'm not committing to DNFing it. I'm going to leave my bookmark in here, but I'm definitely stepping away from this book for a little while. I just can't bring myself to read it. I don't know if maybe I should have read House of Earth and Blood first, like maybe I should have reread it before going into this and I would have cared more about the characters. But yeah, I'm not enjoying this one so far, and that is the problem. So we're switching gears. I had a craving for some romance and I thought, what contemporary romance should I pick up? You can't be in the book community and not have this book be the first one to come to mind with how much everyone is talking about it. and that is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Sadly, I do have the one that has the TikTok sticker on it. This is my friend Rachel's like favourite book from last year, like one of her top books. She loved this book and I was really on the fence about it because it's set in an academic setting and I was really worried about what that academic setting would entail in terms of how it was written, and you know, was it going to be discouraging for someone looking to go into academia and things like that. And so I was very worried. But this book is a fake dating trope. It has been met with nothing but good reviews. And so I was like, yeah, this is kind of what I'm in the mood for. A good, cheesy, like rom-com in book form. Yeah, I picked it up. I have read it. I bought this yesterday and I finished it this morning. And the fact that I read it so quickly kind of tells you all that you need to know. I don't want to like give you a full review now, but I will be reviewing this over on my Instagram stories. I think it will potentially also get a full review on my feed. So if you're interested in seeing my review before the end of the month, then just go and look at my Instagram at Page and Chapter, in case you didn't know. Overall, I did really enjoy this book. I do see why it has the hype that it has, but I have some concerns that I think should be talked about. And so then I bought these books in Tesco. They have like a 2 for £8 like deal on Clubcard right now, so I picked up another one obviously, and I picked up The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I don't know much about this book, but it is another like romancy, contemporary romance, rom-com type book that I have seen floating around the internet quite a lot. Oh my god, is this fake dating as well? Oh my god, I think it is fake dating. So from the gist that the blurb is giving me, our main character, Catalina, is going to a wedding in Spain and she needs a date and she needs to convince her family that she likes this date and there's something going on with this date so that they will get off her back. And so she only has 4 weeks to find someone who is willing to be her fake date to this wedding. And so when Aaron offers to step in, she hates him, he's annoying, but she doesn't really have much of a choice, and so off they go to Spain for this wedding. It is! The Spanish Love Deception is an enemies to lovers fake dating romance. Perfect for those looking for a steamy slow burn with the promise of a sweet happy ever after. That's exactly what I'm looking for! Okay, I'm now super excited for this book. I might be reading this one next. So then my kind of like third and final contemporary romance option before I have one fantasy option. The third and final contemporary romance like option I have on my Kindle is Take a Hint, Dani Brown, which is the second book in the Brown Sisters trilogy by Talia Hibbert. Now I didn't like Get a Life, Chloe Brown all that much. Get a Life, Chloe Brown follows the sister of Chloe Brown, and she kind of makes herself a like bucket list style kind of things to do and enlists her neighbour Red to help her complete this list, and then in the process they kind of get together. Now what I didn't particularly like about Get a Life, Chloe Brown was that I felt like Chloe and Red's relationship had a lot of flaws and that Red did have some big red flags, and I wasn't really convinced by the end of the book that they had worked on these issues. Maybe that's because obviously we'll see them together in these next few books. Like maybe I'll get the resolution that I was looking for, but I just wasn't convinced that they were a very good couple. A lot of people say that the next books are better and that Get a Life, Chloe Brown is like their least favourite one in the series. So I am willing to give this next one a go. I have a feeling that I will probably like Dani Brown more, and I'm just really intrigued to see what happens. Again, is this one fake dating? I'm now having a bit of a recollection that this one might be fake dating. I think there might be a theme with the mood that I'm in for right now. So yeah, I have this one as an ebook on my Kindle. It's an option that is there if I want it. I will probably do a poll over on social media to see which book I read next. And then my final TBR option is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. This is not a romance, this is a fantasy, but it's a really short fantasy. These editions are stunning. I don't even have like a special edition of the book, like this just is the book. It has sprayed edges. But this follows our main character, Olivia Pryor, and she goes to this like distant relative's house and then goes to this distant relative's house called Gallant, and then kind of in the garden finds this like boundary between reality and magical. At this house called Gallant, Olivia is permitted to remain but must follow 2 rules. don't go out after dusk, and always stay on the right side of the crumbling wall. But Gallant is a house of secrets, a house sitting in lonely vigil, a house where the ghouls are powerful. She discovers a dark reflection of everything she knew, an ancient realm where ghosts take form, and the Dark Master sits waiting for her. It sounds like perfect V.E. Schwab goodness. I've never had any trouble reading V.E. Schwab's books quite quickly before. Even when I think I'm reading them slowly, it's normally quicker than some other books. I think it's going to be really good, so it should feel even quicker to read. And so yeah, here we have my new TBR. It is 3 physical books plus 1 ebook. I do think that this is pretty manageable, and I would be incredibly happy with myself if I could read the books that I'm telling you about in this video, because that would mean I've read the amount that I would normally read in a whole month in half a month. Like when I finished The Love Hypothesis this morning, that was the first book that I finished all month. That's how bad the slumpy vibes have been. It is the 16th of March today, and I'm only just finishing a book, so I really need to get a move on with this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you are in a better reading situation than I am in, but if not, it's okay. Even if you haven't finished a book in ages, you're still a reader, and eventually you will find a book that will get you back into reading. Don't stress too much about it because you'll make it worse. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see if I actually managed to read these books, then do feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below to stay tuned for future content. I upload twice a week on a Wednesday and a Friday, so there is no shortage of bookish content here for you to enjoy. Again, also feel free to check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Page and Chapter, so that you can go and see my review of The Love Hypothesis tonight rather than waiting until the end of the month. Thank you guys so much for watching. It is so appreciated. I can't even tell you how much. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, you are enjoying everything that you are reading, and that there are no reading slumps in your future. And I will see you for my next video. Bye guys.